how to draw a vector which is given in terms of unit vectors like I cap and j cap. We'll discuss this thing in this lecture. Suppose a displacement is given like 40 I cap plus 40 j cap meters. Our aim is to find what displacement does it represent. 40 I cap plus 40 j cap. Now how do you draw a vector like this? Draw x-axis and y-axis. You know that this is the direction of I cap and this is the direction for j cap. X-axis unit vector is I cap. Y-axis corresponding unit vector is j cap. And we have to plot something like 40 I cap plus 40 j cap. Then do this. Along I cap, draw an arrow of length 40. This length is 40. Similarly, along j cap, draw an arrow of length 40. 40 I cap plus 40 j cap. Then complete a rectangle using these two arms. Look at the arrowheads. They should be like this. Once this rectangle is complete, join this diagonal and put this arrowhead. This black vector is nothing but d vector. Now, we know that length of a vector gives us its magnitude. And then as I told you that we had drawn a rectangle in blue. If this length is 40, then this length is also 40. And length of this black arrow will give us magnitude of displacement. Length of this black arrow is magnitude, which is also written like this. And this magnitude is root over 40 square plus 40 square, which is 40 root 2 meters. Now, if this is 40 and this is 40, then this angle you can easily see is 45 degrees. And if this x-axis corresponds to east and y-axis corresponds to north, then we know that a vector which lies exactly in the middle of north and east has a direction which is given by northeast. This angle must be 45 degrees. Therefore, this 40 I cap plus 40 j cap can be simply written as 40 root 2 meters and direction is northeast. In previous lectures we had seen how to convert a command like this into a command like this. यहाँ हम इसका उल्टा सीख रहे हैं. If we are given a vector in terms of I cap and j cap, then that's how you can decode it. यहाँ pause करके इसको note करें. And then let's see a next example on the same I cap and j cap technique. Suppose a displacement is given as 10 I cap minus 10 j cap meters. 10 I cap minus 10 j cap meters. For you, this is nothing but 10 I cap plus 10 minus j cap. 10 I cap, you can move this negative sign with this j cap. आप डायरेक्टली यहां से भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन थोड़ा और क्लियर करने के लिए मैंने नेगेटिव साइन को j cap के साथ ग्रुप कर दिया. Now, draw the x-axis and y-axis. We are interested in I cap and minus j cap. This direction is I cap, and this direction you know is minus of j cap. This is j cap, and therefore this is what? Minus j cap. अब I cap में एक arrow draw कीजिए whose length is what? 10. ये रहा. Length of this arrow is what? 10. Minus j cap, इस डायरेक्शन में एक एरो प्लॉट करिए ऑफ लेंथ 10. ये रहा. Now complete the rectangle. This is a rectangle. And then, starting from this point, complete this diagonal and don't forget to put this arrowhead. This vector is your D vector. Length of this black arrow will give us magnitude, and that magnitude you can see is if this is 10, this length is also 10, 10 and 10, then this length is root over 10 square plus 10 square, which is 10 root 2 meters. Regarding direction, if both these lengths are of 10 each, then this angle is what? 45 degrees. If I cap corresponds to east, then minus j cap, it corresponds to south. East, north, west, south. अगर हमारा वेक्टर ईस्ट एंड साउथ दोनों के एग्जैक्टली बीच में है 45 डिग्रीज पर, तो इस तरह की डायरेक्शन को हम बोलते हैं साउथ ईस्ट, which means this command of 10 I cap minus 10 j cap is nothing but a displacement of 10 root 2 meters. That's the magnitude. And what is the direction? ये जो डायरेक्शन है 45 डिग्रीज पर, इस डायरेक्शन को हम बोलते हैं साउथ ईस्ट. That's how you can convert a command which is given in terms of I cap and j cap into a command like this. Pause it, note down this. Next, अगर एंगल्स 45 डिग्रीज नहीं है तब suppose we are given a displacement of 20 I cap plus 20 root 3 j cap meters. This is the vector, displacement vector, 20 I cap plus 20 root 3 j cap. Again, draw the axis system. We are dealing with I cap and j cap. Write down I cap, write down j cap. Along I cap, draw an arrow of length 20. That's 20. Along j cap, draw a vector of length 20 root 3. This is 20 root 3. Complete the rectangle. Join this diagonal. ये जो वेक्टर है आपका, ये वेक्टर है आपका D vector. Now, if this angle is what? Theta. Our aim is to find length of this arrow as well as this theta. Well, you can see theta easily. Tan of theta. Tan of theta is perpendicular upon base. If this is 20 root 3, this length, then this length is also 20 root 3. This D vector is for this arrow. Perpendicular upon base, tan theta is coming 20 root 3 divided by 20, which is root 3. tan theta is root 3, that means theta is coming 60 degrees. जो थीटा है अपने को मिला कितना 60 degrees. Now length means magnitude बहुत easy है. Base 20 square perpendicular 20 square multiplied by 3, 20 root 3 इसका स्क्वायर किया हमने. Take 20 out, inside this is 1 plus 3, which is 3 plus 1 4 root 2 220 40 meters. Magnitude of displacement is what? 40 meters. Now I cap is east, j cap is north. But now remember, this is not northeast. For northeast, you know that this theta must be exactly 45 degrees. Then how do you define this vector? We say something like this. This displacement has a magnitude of 40 meters at an angle of 60 degrees. किधर जा रहे हैं आप? 60 डिग्रीज पर. 60 डिग्रीज पर जा तो रहे हैं, लेकिन कहां से कुछ डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा. 60 डिग्रीज आप मूव कर रहे हैं ईस्ट से. यू आर ट्रैवलिंग अ डिस्टेंस ऑफ 40 meters एट एन एंगल ऑफ 60 degrees फ्रॉम ईस्ट. अब ईस्ट से आपके पास ऑप्शन था कि आप नॉर्थ भी जा सकते थे, साउथ भी जा सकते थे. हम कहां जा रहे हैं इस एग्जांपल में? नॉर्थ. एंड देन वी से दैट एट 60 degrees फ्रॉम ईस्ट टू नॉर्थ. A vector like this, you can easily convert it with the help of this simple technique. क्या करना होता है? जो कमांड है I, J, -I, -J अकॉर्डिंगली ड्रॉ करिए, रेक्टेंगल कंप्लीट करिए, डायगोनल बनाइए, थीटा फाइंड करिए, लेंथ फाइंड करिए, कमांड इजीली कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. नोट डाउन दिस.